Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are even remotely plugged into economic news or watching anything I feel on TV or video clips about the news online right now, you probably have heard about Elizabeth Warren grilling some bank executives about their overdraft fees and quote services that they're offering to their customers. While I love a good roasting, I believe that energy could be placed someplace else that would actually give society the benefit that we're looking for. So if you want to hear more about my take on this whole situation, please keep watching. My name's KT and this is Simple Living with KT, the place where we talk about the issues facing our lives in a simple and mindful way. If you're new to my channel, every week I post videos about personal finance and living a mindful life. If that is something that you're interested in, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so that you can be notified when I post a new video. I will say in the past I feel like I was asleep on Elizabeth Warren. I do believe she wants more Americans to have the financial education necessary to live a productive life, but I also think she wants businesses to actually promote good practices that will help people achieve their goals rather than trying to catch them while they're falling down. And that's why I'm conflicted about this entire overdraft protection fee saga that's going on right now. I full-heartedly believe that many banks create their overdraft fee protection structures in a way that's predatory. First, let me point out the part where you are charged the fee to use this overdraft protection. Of course, if a bank is offering you a service, I know they're in a for-profit business, so they need to make money somehow. Do I believe a generally $35 fee for overdraft protection is worth perhaps me saving the embarrassment of a $3 charge? No, I do not. The fact that one, overdraft protection is not a sliding scale for the fee kind of honestly rubs me the wrong way. For that part, I won't even say it's perhaps unethical, I think it's predatory. The part where I really start questioning the financial institution's ethics is when it comes to how transactions are posted to your account. So if you're not aware, when you make a transaction, it's not immediately posted on your account. It spends sometimes 1 to 3 days pending on your account before it is posted and actually would show up on your transaction statement. I remember when I was younger and dumber, I had my bank account and I turned overdraft protection on. That was mistake number one. Mistake number two was, of course, letting my account actually get overdrawn. So clearly I did not have a budget at this time and I really wasn't paying much attention to my bank account. However, I paid enough attention to know that, okay, so my big plan was to go to work, make money because I was a waitress, so I was going to make cash, go to the bank where they let you deposit cash through the ATM. So far, this all is, in my mind, making sense. I then go to the gas station and pump gas. In my sad little mind, I thought that transactions were posted on my account in order that they were made, not by some random order that the bank said. And let me tell you, I was wrong in this situation. The next day, I woke up to an overdraft protection because even though I deposited the money first, the first thing the bank did was take out any purchases I was making from my bank account. So if my bank account was $2 and I purchased $17 in gas, that means I was negative $15 and they charged me $35 for that overdraft protection. And then after all that was done, then that is when the cash I deposited was actually placed in my account. I had to look high and low for the information on how these banks order their transactions, and it must be different from bank to bank, but I know for who I was banking with at the time, that's the way they did it. I think it's very highly predatory, and I know ethics for some people is a sliding scale, especially when there's contracts like there is for a bank account, but I'm still labeling this in the category of unethical. I've realized I have a higher standard when it comes to companies that I'm doing business with. And so I do use the word unethical very harshly when I speak about banks, because while some people will point to, well, it was written in the fine print, that's the way they've always done it, and it's up to you to, quote, know better. Those things may be true. However, if the burden of those types of charges is repeatedly falling on people who are less economically advantaged and also less financially literate, I would think it would behoove society if we, of course, gave more financial education in school, but if we did not give money to these companies, I'd appreciate it if we stopped doing business with companies who were willing and ready to profit on the backs of the poor and uneducated. In the video I saw with Elizabeth Warren, she mentioned that one particular bank had $1.4 something billion in overdraft fees. And without overdraft fees, their company was still over $20 billion in profit. Now, I don't believe that banks should stop charging fees or they need to refund everyone's fees for the past 5 years or something. I do believe that we need to take some of this energy that's being placed at these companies and move it towards educating our people, our society. If we know that these types of burdens and fees and predatory practices are being focused towards poor and uneducated people, how about we at least fix the uneducated part? If we put an ounce of financial education into schools, I do believe that it will help our society in the whole in moving us in the right direction. Because something that I do not appreciate at all is when everyone, and not everyone, but when some people will say in the comments, well, that's your responsibility to handle your bank account correctly. Sure, that is correct. And what if you've never gotten that education? What if you think paycheck to paycheck is the way it's supposed to be? What if you've never seen a good example of finance management? In those situations, it is really hard for me to see those criticisms and think, oh yeah, that is completely a human thing to reply right now. I think it is cold, I think it's a little bit heartless, and I don't think it takes the situation at what it is. And as I've said before, what I do believe the situation is companies taking advantage of people who are poor and uneducated. Because, once again, they're making over $20 billion in profit from other types of fees, which honestly is probably things like interest from loans and from mortgages and from secured debt and collateralized debt that they have from people who are probably more wealthy and more well off. And so things like overdraft protection is kind of a way to still get money from the other part of the population who are not able to get those types of things because they lack the financial education, which leads to poor management of their money in practice, which leads to bad credit and not being able to get those other types of financial opportunities and means that banks also get money from. So that is my 2 cents. and I would absolutely love to hear what you think about it as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video and would like to hear more videos about things that I'm thinking about, I post here every week about personal finance and about mindful living, and I would love to hear from you in the comment below. What is something that you'd like me to make a video on and share my thoughts about? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.